Here they come around onto the short chute. These guys are going to buckle their seatbelts one more time. The pace car's going to come off. And we're going to watch them go green for the Daytona 500. First green flag of the season when we're racing in Daytona.
And they've already got further than the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Daytona.
Yeah. Pedro Sala is peaking ahead of his teammate already. He's going to bring the 98 of Phil Zaluka with him. He's going to hop up to the top side with his teammate. Let's see if they get into a 2-wide gridlock to start out this race. I wouldn't think they start anything crazy pretty early on.
They're probably going to be spaced out, and they're probably going to be fuel saving until the end of the pit cycle, where they'll start pushing a little harder to gain some extra time.
We are going to see around 3 pit stops in this race. The last one, if we do go all green flag, the last one should come around lap 90 if they are fuel saving. So they're probably going to try and stretch it to get all the way to the end, make it a 2-stop race. As you see, the 2 Dodges already peeking ahead, 2 wide, 2 car tandem coming down the Daytona super stretch. Here comes Matthew Schubert. He's already trying to go for the lead. These guys are not wasting any time. Here comes James Farag getting a huge push from the 6 of Daniel Silla. The guy who's going to hang in the back.
Yeah, he's going to hang out the back.
All Dodges so far. Those top 2 rows are all Dodge Challengers, including that 8 of Travis Cole, who was in the 3rd row back. Now he's in the 2nd row. I'd also look out for those Chesapeake Racing Fords, all of them in the same paint scheme. We saw Xavier Regelbrugge and Bruno Santos get hooked up at the end of Duel 1, and they were flying there. They caught the field in just a 2-car tandem, and Regelbrugge almost won that duel. So these Fords are extra fast. Here comes Travis Cole to the lead. Right now, all of these guys are trying to get a feel for their cars, trying to see how they're handling for the long run. As we see, Pedro Sala is going to get split down the middle. Your pole sitter already going deep in the field. Here comes Todd Gordon to the lead. Oh, Ray Carson's going to get split as well. The 95 of No Hope, he's probably going to jump up to the top.
And the 41 gets hung out.
They're already going 3 wide on lap 5. No time being wasted. Everyone wants to get to the front early. Things starting to calm down now. They're all pretty much 2 wide throughout the entire field. Let's see if they try and get themselves sorted out into into the bottom lane as we enter pit cycles. Most of these guys are going to be trying to pit with their drafted partners or teammates. And some of them may be stuck up on the outside. It's looking like a next-gen Talladega race.
Next to Talladega.
Feldspar looks like she has a strong car here today. Being able to pull herself around the 88 of Brett Turner, mainly using the side draft. No help coming from the 28 of Yorkshire coming down the back straightaway. As now Brett Turner is going to get a push into the lead. He's clear for it. Tyler McCarthy, Brett Turner, committed for the lead. They're committed to each other's bumpers now. Here they come down the Daytona super stretch. Bruno Santos in the third position in the 41, followed by Xenia Feldspar, then Hallie Anderson to round out your top five. Looks like that top lane is really struggling now. They're falling back quite a ton.
Yeah, we saw it in the duels. The top line, it's hard to keep it going. It will get those runs for a couple of laps, and you can gain big spots if you go up there early. But keeping the momentum going up there, it's hard, and you need really good pushers and people to really work together to get that top line going.
Because we have a change for the lead. Oh, never mind. Looked like McCarthy was gonna drop to the inside of Brett Turner, but he lifted, let Turner get back into line. But yeah, that top lane is just completely falling apart now. Everyone's hopping down to the bottom. And now here comes Tyler McCarthy to the lead. Brett Turner hung out to dry on the top. There's absolutely no momentum. Oh, here comes Billy Lovejoy to push. Seems like they're trying to get the top lane back up and going. So when do you expect these guys to pit now, as we're reaching the pit cycle?
Well, pit road window is open, so from now between lap 35 should be when we see people go in, and unless they are saving a lot more than I think they are, the pit window is from around here to 35.
There we see Hallie Anderson getting hung out on the top. That looks like some of these guys plan to pit now. You can see everyone hopping up to the outside. Looks like your leader, McCarthy, is going to come in, and this looks like mainly Ford's coming in.
Yeah, we're going to see manufacturers pit in together. And actually, I think this group right here is perfect. There's a good amount of them, but there's not too many.
Yeah, that's going to give the lead to Daniel Silla in the 6. Not all the Fords pitted. There's some stuck up on the top. Let's see how that's going to play out for them. I would expect that they would have probably preferred all the Fords to pit with them, since there's only 3 more out on track right now. It's still not that much of a big group. There you see more pitters this time. Oh, and it's going to be mainly Dodges now. and a couple of Fords too.
And see, this is the stop I was talking about. It happened to not be the first stop this time, but this is the chaotic stop. Some people are gonna get in the way of each other. Some people are gonna get held up. And if I was in the field, I would have wanted to be in that first stop.
Yeah, almost all the Dodges came in that time. That's going to hand the lead to, I think, Brett Turner. Oh no, it's going to hand the lead to Pedro Salas. Everyone's getting pretty spread out in the front. They're going to be mixed up with all the lap cars. But once the cycle's out, I should expect the 97 of McCarthy to be your leader. Yeah, that's move of the century right there. They had Pedro Salas and Steve Mazzi had a huge run, and Mazzi dropped down behind the lap cars. We're still getting up to speed. There you see everybody's coming out of pit lane. This is going to be pretty sketchy now. It seems like only Chevys and Toyotas still out on track. Let's see when these guys are going to pit. Looks like Xenia Feldspar just came into the pit lane all by herself. She's going to hold up Steve Mazzi in the 80. And now we see Pedro Sala as your leader. He's hanging on to these lap cars, the 22 of Megiddo and the 97 of McCarthy. Let's see when he's going to come in. And it looks like right now, your pole sitter comes in as well as the remaining drivers who haven't pitted yet. These guys are all pretty spread out. I don't know if this is going to work out how they want it to. Now, these are going to be your leaders, the 22 of Aradi Megiddo, the 97 of Tyler McCarthy. They're here in a two-car tango.
It's looking like 2011.
Look at these guys back here. They're trying to catch up in single file right now. But they are going to catch up to these guys exiting pit lane. So let's see if that's going to hold up anyone. Oh, Steve Mazzi, amazing pit stop. He gets around the 43 of Pedro Salas. Let's go on board with Tyler McCarthy. It seems like most of these guys are going to fade into this little second pack going on. Oh, Ryosuke almost slotted in behind the 80. They had to check up big time there. That's going to allow Doge Russell to run away. And Doge Russell has actually caught up to those two. Let's see if he can get some draft off of them. And if I'm not mistaken, it seems like everybody has pitted now. Yeah, they should have. Now look at this group right here. These guys, all single file, trying to catch up back to the leaders, get into one big pack once again. Here comes Aradia and the 22 going around for the lead. Here comes Doge Russell on the bottom. No hope for McCarthy at all. Now it seems like the rest of these guys have caught back up to these three guys. Now, as we reach this middle stage of this race, do you think we're going to see any cautions with how these guys are racing?
Right now everyone's single file and spread out, so I doubt it. But once everyone gets bunched back up and caught back up, they're definitely gonna race each other a little bit harder than earlier. So we could definitely see a caution.
Oh, McCarthy's not waiting around. He's going to get it pretty aggressive. He's going to shuffle out the 10 of Doge Russell. There you see Doge Russell. He's just going to drop all the way to the back of this train. So early in this race, but that's got to be tough for him right now. Two Fords leading it now. Steve Mazzi and a Toyota right behind them. Then two Dodges to follow that to round up the top five. All of these guys hugging the yellow line. And no one's letting Doge Russell in. Oh, here comes Joshua Newley. They're going to try and form a top lane now. These guys are catching up to Phil Zaluka in the 98 now. I don't know if you're Zaluka, are you going to get out the way, or are you going to try and find somewhere in the pack to slot in? Because it is still pretty early on in the race. We may see a caution soon of how these guys like to race.
Depending on the closing rate, I would try and slot in. But it looks like he doesn't move out the way, and the field's gonna have to figure it out.
It looked like the 22 was trying to guide the field around the 98, but it seemed like McCarthy thought it was a good idea to push him. That's going to hang out the 55 of Anderson, though. The Israel 500. Now McCarthy's looking to hang out the 98 of Zaluka. McCarthy's been really aggressive now. He's trying to get to the front and stay there. And now here he goes. He's going to drop to the inside. Seems like this pack is starting to warm up. So Luca's going to drop to the back. And you can see them all fan out on the back straightaway. They're trying to find the lane to go in. Here comes McCarthy to the bottom. McCarthy clear for the lead. Let's see if he hops up to the outside. You can see them three wide near the back of this pack. And now here comes Nakahara to the bottom of McCarthy. Three wide for the lead. Three wide in row two. This pack is getting three wide now.
Oh no.
Things are heating up. Inside, no momentum at all. Here comes the Fords, the 22 of Megiddo, the 97 of McCarthy. Oh, too late of a block for McCarthy. Here comes Ryosuke back on the bottom. We're approaching halfway. 4 laps to go. Well, 4 laps until halfway at the line.
Look at them slide down a lane in tandem.
These two Fords up front working together. Now here comes Ryosuke trying again, getting help from Feldspar in the 11. Maybe they're going to drop back a couple spots. Lupton now to push the 97. Now this pack is really heating up. Look at the 11. What is happening?
Oh
Joining the
no.
43.
They got beef or
Oh,
something?
I don't know. Let's see what happens now. McCarthy clear for the lead, a couple car lengths. Oh,
Now
2 cars
we're
down
gonna
on the
see. They're
apron.
trying to wreck. Guys, there's still 50 laps to go. Calm down.
Oh, they're going to get it sorted out now. McCarthy is still your leader. A couple car lengths back to Landon Lupton in the 18. Oh, and they're wrecking. That's the 40, the 43,
Oh,
the 12, the 15, all around.
the
That's going to
pole
bring out the
sitter.
first caution here. These guys don't seem like they have too much damage.
Whoa, watch out! Oh my god.
Now here we take a look at what happened from the General Tire blimp. What is the camera doing? Yeah, but Billy Lovejoy just getting a big push from Sophie Harwick in the 21. You can see him get a little squirrely. He drops down onto the yellow line, comes back up, and that just hooks him into traffic. The 43 of Pedro Salas, the 12 of Matthew Hubert, the 15 of Violet Reed. Ooh, the 31 just barely missing that. None of these guys have too much damage. I don't think we're going to see any DNS from this. Oh, Schubert almost goes up and over. Taking a look what happened on the back bumper of the 40. Now on board with the 21. And now pit road is open. Do you think we're going to see all these guys going to come in?
Oh, definitely. I think if they stay out, it would be a very unwise decision.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's going to come in. And Phil Zaluka is not going to get the free pass since they were involved in the accident. Now, what do you think these guys are going to do? Are they all going to take 4 tires and fuel, or are they just going to do some gas and goes?
I think either or works. If if I were in the field, I would probably take 2 and fill up the tank, but some people will be on alternate shots, obviously. Some are gonna just gas and go, and some are gonna take all 4s. I think it
And
depends on how their car felt before the caution came out.
that's exactly what the 1 and the 22 did. They both took 2 tires and came out. But McCarthy, I think he took 4. I'd have to look back on that, but he's going to exit pit road in the lead. He's going to restart first. And the pace car is going to come off. We're going to enter the Geico restart zone. And green flag. Daniel Silly gets a good jump off the line. Let's see if he can clear McCarthy down low. Seems like he will. There goes Daniel Silla. Oh, not quite yet. And they're wrecking in the back, so it's up and over.
Whoa! Oh, and it's these
Oh,
two again.
Sophie Hardwick and Billy Lovejoy. Oh, let's look at the race back to the line. Before we see what happened. Ryosuke getting a big push from Lupton. Let's see what McCarthy can do on the outside with hope from Scylla. Oh, it's not going to be enough. He's going to block. It's not quite going to be enough. What can Lupton do down on the bottom? And it's going to be
To the line.
Ryosuke. Now here we look at what happened. The 40 of Billy Lovejoy is just getting a big push from the 41 of Bruno Santos. Lovejoy just goes down and goes up and over on the banking. The 21 of Sophie Hardwick had nowhere to go. Basically, everyone involved in the last wreck is involved in this one. On board with Sophie Hardwick now. Now on board with Santos.
Fucking
Now we're on
flip.
the helmet cam of the 40. And now our second restart. Pace car's gonna come off one more time. And green flag's back in the air. We're racing again at Daytona. Landon Lupton, Daniel Silla, they got a pretty equal start. McCarthy, Feldspar to push. It's like so. Oh, that's Ryosuke, my bad. Looks like Ryosuke is going to get a pretty good lead. Clear on the outside. Here comes McCarthy. Let's see if he can get clear as well. Oh, McCarthy's going to drop down to the bottom, not wasting any time. McCarthy back to the lead. Now here comes Daniel Silla in the 6. What can Aradia maybe do in the 22? The 22 is going to jump to the bottom lane. She's going to try and get reunited with her drafting partner in the 97. And you can see them 3 wide in the back of the pack. Now here comes the 66, Kyler Sistride to the bottom. Not quite going to work. Going to have to slot back into line. Here comes Jonah Burge trying to get to the inside of Kyler Sistride. Going to try and help out his 4 teammate in the 97. There you see Ray Carson up ahead. He's going to drop down to the inside. Oh, he's going to go up to the top, trying to get out of the leader's way. Oh, no, I think he blew a tire.
Oh my god. Oh, he stopped on the track.
Yeah, caution's going to come out. Ray Carson blows a tire right as he's getting lapped.
That could have been a lot worse.
And that's going to set up a restart with under 30 to go. I'd expect all of these guys to pit. Let's take a look at what happened. There you see the pack just catching up to Ray. He tries to drop to the inside, but seems like his tire blows right there, sends him up the track. Thankfully, the pack all missed him. He just slams into the outside wall. Yeah, that's just unfortunate for the 95. So now that pit road's open, what kind of strategy do you think we're going to see out of these guys?
With Pitt coming to the end of the race, I think the only trial left is to just top up.
When no tires or anything?
I wouldn't take tires and lose track position coming this late. So I think the only strat really should be just fill the tank up all the way and haul ass to the finish.
Let's see what these guys are going to do. Coming down pit road, everyone's going to come in. McCarthy going to lead the way. Looks like McCarthy going to go for 4 tires. Oh, no, 2 tires and fuel. He's going to come out. Looks like pretty split strategy, but mostly everyone taking 2 tires, either left or right sides. It looks like Jonah Burge is going to win the race off of pit road. And we are going to restart with 26 laps to go. Your leader, Jonah Burge, to his outside, Christian Kowalski. Let's see what's going to happen. Pace car comes off, and let's see if it's for the final time. Green flag's going to wave. We're back racing in Daytona. Christian Kowalski cleared for the lead. He's going to drop down to the bottom. Let's see what James Yorkshire and Tyler McCarthy can do on the top lane. McCarthy's been strong all day. Same thing with that 22 of Megiddo pushing the 3 of Burridge. Christian Kowalski, that Chevrolet engine's working real good for him. He's pulling away now as everyone tries to warm up their new 2 tires. Oh, going 3 wide now. Here goes Nakahara Yosuke to the bottom of Megiddo. This entire pack looking to go 3 wide. The top 2 now, top 3, all single file. Here comes Travis Cole on the bottom. He's getting a big push from, I think that's Doge Russell in the 10 and the 60 of Joshua Neely. But it was an even bigger push on the outside for Aradia Megiddo in the 22. They're just leaving that pack behind. Here comes Daniel Silla pushing. Never mind. Daniel Silla's going to go 3 wide for second and get a push from the 22. Christian Kowalski has a pretty safe lead now as everyone's trying to jostle for position behind him. Here comes Nakahara Yosuke trying to get a run on the 42. Not quite going to be there. Let's see what's going to happen into turns 1 and 2. Ryosuke, big run on the bottom. They're going to be side by side for the lead. Bird's going to have to hop up to the top. Here comes Daniel Silla on the bottom to help the 1. Oh, Ryosuke's gonna have to lift there, gonna drop quite a ways back. Here comes Travis Cole down, 3 wide on the bottom for third. Ryosuke now up to the outside. Christian Kowalski, no competition. Here comes Joshua Neely down on the bottom lane. He's getting a big push from Steve Mazzi in the 80. Nakahara Ryosuke trying once more to get to the back bumper of the 42. Just look how far they've pulled out from these guys. Gonna go side by side down in turns 3 and 4. Let's see if they're gonna have enough momentum coming down onto the tri-oval. Side by side for the lead. Who's gonna get at the line? It looks like Kowalski, but they're dropping back towards the pack. And they're gonna go 4 wide now. Steve Mazzi, Ryan Williams, Joshua Neely, Daniel Silla. Let's see if they can get it sorted out. Yes, they will. Steve Mazzi pushing the one in Ryosuke. Coming around at the line, 20 laps to go. Christian Kowalski still holding the field behind him. Nakahara Ryosuke falling back up on the outside. What can Ryan Williams do? Or even Hallie Anderson or Todd Gordon there. Steve Mazzi, huge run in the 80. What's he gonna try and do? Down to the inside in 3 and 4. Maybe not. He's gonna push the 42 throughout the corner. Here comes the 80 of Mazzi down to the inside. He's going to get help from the 16 of Ryan Williams. Now Hallie Anderson down to the inside to push his Dodge teammate. Getting a push from another Dodge teammate. That's the 60 of Joshua Neely. Steve Mazzi's going to hop to the outside, but there's no hope there. Here comes Ryan Williams down on the inside. Dead even at the line. It's going to be Steve Mazzi to lead that lap. Now 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Williams has no hope, but Hallie Anderson has all the hope. That's Joshua Neely in the 60 pushing him. A big run up on the
Oh, and he
outside.
tries to throw the block.
Steve Mazzi got a huge shove from the 42 of Kowalski. He's back up to the lead. He's going to drop all the way down to the bottom. You can tell some of these guys are struggling due to their old tires. I think the whole field took 2. Steve Mazzi holding his own out in the front. That top lane surging now. But here comes Ryan Williams is going to leave out his teammate. He's going to try and go for the lead himself. 4 wide back here. Let's see if they're going to make it work. Yes, they do. That lonely Toyota trying to hold off this whole field of Dodges and Fords. Fox. Todd Gordon, huge run in the middle. Now Ryan Williams, what does he have for the 80? Nakaharu Yosuke's found their way back up to the front. Here comes the 2. Wait, what's he gonna do? Down to the inside of the 16. The 1's gonna come to help. Ryan Williams now has a huge run. Can he do anything with it? He hasn't been able to carry that momentum. But now here come the teammates of Anderson Junior Enterprises, the 1 and the 15. But they're gonna get split up. Here comes the 15 to push the 16, the 1 to push the 80. Violet Reed giving a huge shove to Ryan Williams. I think they're gonna be ahead. But here they come on the outside. Big run for Steve Mazzi and Nakaharu Yosuke. The pack is catching back up. Even bigger run for the 60 of Joshua Neely. Oh, Brett Turner's into the pit lane.
Are some people not gonna make it, or does he have an issue?
Probably has an issue, or maybe he feels the tire's gonna go down. There you see they're getting pretty loose in the corners. I think some of these guys' tires are really worn out. But now that's causing the field to spread out. I think these guys back here are going to try and regroup and get a huge run to catch up back up to this pack, as Nakaharu Yosuke going for a run down the inside of Steve Mazzi. They're also catching the lap car of Phil Zaluka. Let's see how that's going to turn out. They're going to catch Zaluka when they come down the Daytona super stretch. Let's see how that's going to turn out. Zaluka's going to plant herself in the middle of the track. That's going to block Steve Mazzi. That's going to give Ryosuke the lead. Nakaharu Yosuke retakes the lead of this race. Steve Mazzi, if he doesn't get back out front, that's going to be a hard way to lose. But here comes the pack rejuvenated now. Huge runs for all of these guys. The Lupton teammates now, the 13 and the 18, find their way up here. Brett Turner up there as well. They're going to catch Brett Turner soon, but I don't think he's going to be too off pace as the rest of these guys. Ryosuke dropping to the bottom of Turner. Turner's not going to hold them up as much, but that's Pedro Salas up ahead as well. Salas going to plant himself in the middle of the track. That's going to hold up both lines. Ryosuke still holding on as we come round to the line. 10 laps to go. And look who's found his way back up front. That's Tyler McCarthy in the 97. Let's see if he can do anything in these closing laps. And you can just see they're trying to hold on to their cars in the corner. It's just nothing they could do about that grip.
Everyone's getting loose. Everyone's getting tight. It's a mess. Only 10 laps to go. Everyone's pushing as hard as they can. Nobody's lifting.
Nakahara Ryosuke getting a push from Aradia Megiddo. What's Megiddo going to try and do? We know they have a good car. Now you see the Mixed Traffic Motorsport teammates. These guys have been no-shows so far, but here they are at the end. Let's see what they can do. 9 laps to go. All eyes on McCarthy. He's been the show of this race so far. Let's see what he can do. And you can just see these guys. Oh, Doge Russell really loose in 1 and 2. They're going to hold on to it. Coming down the super stretch, here comes Todd Gordon one more time to push the 97 of McCarthy. Remember, we don't have overtime in the NOSCA Pro Series, so if something happens, that may be the end of this race. Nakahara Yosuke still holding on. They have to hold on for 8 more laps at the line. 2 by 2 behind her. That's the 97, the 22. Coming down in 1 and 2. Oh, Yorkshire can't hold on. He's going to get into his teammate. Russell's going to hold up. He's going to hold up these guys. Gets into the 7. That was a good save, but that's basically ruined most of these guys' chances to win now. Here comes Todd Gordon, Joshua Neely, Tyler McCarthy. Huge run on the inside lane. Let's see if the whole pack can catch back up in these closing laps. 7 to go at the line. McCarthy getting hung out in the middle. Oh, maybe not. He's going to get a huge push from the 2 in 1 and 2. Nakahara Yosuke, nothing they can do coming down the back straightaway. McCarthy has that run on the bottom lane. Let's see if he can carry it into 3 and 4. The Ford of Todd Gordon is going to push the other Ford of McCarthy all the way to the lead. Nakahara Yosuke, nothing they can do on the top. Here comes Christian Kowalski to push the 1, but I don't think it's going to be enough. McCarthy's going to cover. Here comes Todd Gordon to the lead on the bottom lane. Not quite going to be enough for Todd Gordon, still trying to get the momentum. Getting pushed by the 60 of Neely. Oh, Brett Turner's giving a huge shove to the 13 of the Soul. Remember, Turner's a lap down. He's not in contention for this win. Tyler McCarthy getting a huge push from the 1. The 2 of Todd Gordon has no help on the bottom. And you can see all these guys catching back up. The 20 of Yorkshire, the 7 of Hasegawa, the 6 of Silla, all of these guys now back in the race for the win. McCarthy at the line, 6 laps to go. He's going to lead over Todd Gordon. And now the energy in this pack has picked up. Here comes Nakahara Yosuke inside for the lead. Nakahara Yosuke all on her own, no help behind him. Kowalski's gonna go up top, no help for McCarthy as well. I think Mazzy just got into the wall there. Here comes Nakahara Yosuke a bunch of cars on the bottom to help him. But here they
Oh,
come
everyone's
into
getting
1 and 2.
tight, and they're wrecking.
Oh, they're wrecking. It's the big one. That's going to end the race. They're going to have to race back to the line. This is going to be the race for the Daytona 500.
There goes
Taylor
McCarthy.
McCarthy getting a huge push from the 42. What can the 42 do coming down into 3 and 4? No hope for the 1. But here comes the 42, Christian Kowalski. He's going to get the run up on the top lane. Let's see what he can do coming down into the travel. One final time out of turn 4. Is it going to be Kowalski? Is it going to be
Here
McCarthy?
comes the 42.
At the
McCarthy and the
line.
42 to the line. It's McCarthy.
Oh my God! Love you guys.
We're going to come around to the pace car, and there's your winner, Tyler McCarthy and the 97. He led. I think he has the most laps led on the day. He was just really aggressive throughout the entire race, and I guess that worked out for him. He ended up winning. Christian Kowalski, so close at the end. He started second. He's going to finish second. Audia Megiddo finishes in third. I think it's third. She started dead last. Shotgun on the field, P30 out of 30. Makes her way all the way up into P3. Nakahara Yosuke got to be a heartbreak for them. They were leading so many laps there at the end, just unlucky at the timing of that caution. And Joshua Neely, he just hung out. He just hung out in the midfield all day. He was up there at the end, and he was able to squeak out a top 5 finish. And here we look at the caution that ended the Daytona 500. Silla just gets into the back of the Soul, pushing too much in the corner. That sends them down into the 16 and the 66. You can see the 16 goes around in the background. The 66 and the 13 get loose off each other. They spin up into the outside wall. And it's just a bunch of carnage going on. And Doge Russell comes in like a cannonball into the rear end of the 8 and up into the 66. Here's what happened to the 16 of Ryan Williams and the 6 of Daniel Silla. Just up into the field, nowhere for these guys to go. On board with James. Now let's take a replay of the finish here. McCarthy just getting a big push from the 42, and you see them wreck behind him. That's how you knew it was crunch time. I think this is when everyone knew they had to put all their cards on the line. McCarthy getting a huge shove from Christian Kowalski. No one back here was trying to push each other. Kowalski, you can see him go up a little higher in the groove. When they're exiting the corner, you can just see the momentum Christian had to pull underneath McCarthy to make that move. And just coming to the line, it wasn't enough. Tyler McCarthy was able to hold on to win this race. That's going to be tough for the 42. It's so close at the end. We're going to come back around onto the trioval. And under the yellow and checkered flag, Tyler McCarthy is going to take the Daytona 500 win. What a win for this team. Single car. Owner driver wins the Daytona 500. That's got to be good. Another owner driver finishes P2. And let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. That's Todd Gordon driving his own car as well. Breton is a lap down. Steve Mazzy, that's got to be a heartbreak for him. Got held up by Phil Zaluka in those closing laps. That car's beat up, but he brought it home to a top 10. Jonah Burridge brings it home in P8. Landon Lupton keeps it clean for a P9. And Chesapeake Racing gets a top 10 with Bruno Santos in the 41. Want to say anything?
I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you for the next race in Phoenix.
Phoenix is gonna be goated.